Growing up, I watched telly all the time, so I always would see films on TV. And then I guess when I was about 13, 14, maybe 15, 14, 13, 14, started going to the cinema, particularly for films that I wanted to watch, which there's like one cinema that sort of every now and then would show a sort of European film on it every now and then. And then I think for me the key moment was there was a film club in the library. I came from like a small town in the north of England, but in the library they had a film club, and it was like had one 16mm projector. And they were showing a season, I think the first year I started going, they were showing a season of new German cinema. So it's people like Fassbinder, Herzog, Wenders. And I think it was not so much the films themselves, which were great, but also just the thing of sitting in a room, a bit like this, but with one 16mm projector. At the end of the reel, you had to take the reel off and change the reel. That you sort of suddenly, that changed my sort of relationship to the film. So instead of just watching a film at home on TV or even go to the cinema and seeing it, suddenly you were slightly more active, and you could see the mechanics of it. Then the films themselves were sort of strange films, but quite simple. You could sort of see the filmmaking as quite a simple filmmaking of those kind of German new waves, new cinema of the sort of 70s. But also just this process of actually being like, projecting it and operating the projector was also like, okay, this is like a very physical, mechanical thing, and it's quite simple. And I suppose that was the beginning of thinking that you also, there's a sort of making the film process as well that you could be involved in.